What if I told you that the line between science and conspiracy is thinner than you think? For centuries, ideas once called madness eventually became science. Electricity, flight, black holes, all began as impossible dreams. But somewhere along the way, truth got tangled with fantasy. Comics imagined superhumans before genetics did. Movies showed surveillance satellites before the world even knew they existed. And every time fiction pushes the limits of imagination, science quietly catches up, as if someone already knew. So are we predicting the future, or just remembering it? Maybe conspiracies aren't always lies. Maybe they're unfinished science. And maybe the real secret isn't in what we don't know, but in what we're not supposed to find out. Welcome to ZeroVerse, where science meets story, and every theory hides a clue. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and turn on the bell, because the deeper we go, the stranger it gets. What if superheroes weren't saviors, but political weapons? In Watchmen, Alan Moore didn't create heroes. He dismantled them. A world where masks aren't symbols of hope, but tools of control, where every act of justice hides a government agenda. Set during the Cold War, this story bleeds with paranoia, nuclear fear, media manipulation, and the illusion of freedom. The real enemy isn't chaos, it's control. Dr. Manhattan, a god made by science, sees time all at once, but loses what makes him human. The others, broken, haunted, fighting not villains, but the truth that heroism itself can be corrupted. It's not a comic about power, it's about responsibility, and how easily truth can be rewritten. Because in Watchmen's world, the question isn't who watches the Watchmen, it's who controls them. What if reality isn't real, but a story someone else is writing? In The Invisibles, Grant Morrison takes us deep into a war you'll never see on the news. A secret battle between freedom and control, fought not with bullets, but with ideas. Time, dreams, gods, dimensions, they all collapse into one chaotic truth. The world you see is just a mask. Behind it, an invisible empire pulling every string, governments, corporations, even your thoughts. The Invisibles mix science, mysticism, and rebellion. Quantum physics meets ancient magic. Consciousness becomes the ultimate weapon. And every time you turn a page, you're not just reading a comic, you're decoding reality itself. Because Morrison didn't just write this story, he claimed it changed his life. And once you step inside the Invisibles, you start to wonder who's really controlling yours. What happens when a nation trades freedom for safety? In V for Vendetta, Alan Moore imagined a future where the government controls everything: your words, your thoughts, even your fear. Cameras on every corner, propaganda on every screen. And in the shadows, a single man in a mask declares war. He isn't a hero. He isn't a villain. He's an idea. A ghost of rebellion, born from science, anarchy, and vengeance. Beneath the Guy Fawkes mask lies a question that still haunts the world today. If truth is dangerous, does that make lies a form of peace? V for Vendetta isn't about destruction, it's about awakening. Because once you realize fear is a tool, you stop obeying and start thinking. And that's what tyrants fear the most. What if the world you know was built on the ruins of forgotten miracles? In Planetary, Warren Ellis unveils a secret history. A team of archaeologists of the impossible who dig through the buried past of superhumans, aliens, and lost technologies. Every mission uncovers a new truth. A hidden war between those who want to reveal the world's mysteries and those who profit by keeping them buried. Imagine discovering that every legend, every pulp story, every superhero myth was real, but rewritten, erased, or hidden by the ones in power. It's not just about adventure, it's about knowledge, control, and how truth itself can be weaponized. Because in Planetary's universe, history isn't what happened, it's what someone let you remember. And if knowledge is power, then Planetary asks the question, who really owns the past? What if the next step in human evolution was already here, and we were afraid of it? In X-Men, Stan Lee and Jack Kirby didn't just create superheroes, they created a mirror of humanity itself. A world divided between those born ordinary and those born different. Mutants, humans who evolved faster, with genes that unlock power, but also provoke fear. Governments hunt them. Society rejects them. And yet, they are the future we fear becoming. Behind every battle and every explosion lies a question that still echoes today. What happens when progress itself becomes the enemy? X-Men isn't just about heroes comic. It's about racism, politics, and the conspiracy of evolution. Because in the end, it's not about who has the power. It's about who gets to decide what makes someone human. Maybe these comics were never just stories. Maybe they were warnings, clues hidden in panels, waiting for the world to catch up. Watchmen showed us that power corrupts. The Invisibles revealed that reality can be rewritten. V for Vendetta taught us that freedom dies in silence. Planetary uncovered the secrets buried in history. And X-Men reminded us that evolution never asks for permission. Different worlds, different heroes. But one truth, every legend starts as a theory. And every theory begins with imagination. So what if fiction isn't predicting the future, but remembering it? What if stories are how the universe tries to remind us who we really are? Welcome back to ZeroVerse, where science meets story, and every clue hides a deeper truth. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and turn on the bell, because next time, we're not just reading stories, we're decoding reality.